What is up, DTube? So today I want to talk about Steem, a failed social experiment. So Steem actually has failed. Uh, it's not fun for me to say that. And when I say Steem has failed, that also includes Hive Steem. That Hive in Danger said. That label was kind of funny. Hive Steem, mainly because the so-called Hive fork, it basically is still Steem, but it's just that with the old Steem, the governance was taken over, and on this so-called Hive thing, you have abusers going rampant, and it's even worse now than on Steem because now all the investors are gone. Most of the kind of cool content creators that sort of played around a little bit with Steem 2018, they are also gone. A lot of the cool 2016 Steemians, they're kind of also gone, and yeah, it's like it doesn't really look any good. It basically is a failed Steem failed, basically. It was in a beta, and then they said they were going to do a bunch of things, smart media tokens, communities, a bunch of this nonsense. None of it worked. Actually, none of it worked. And there are many reasons why that happened. One is the horrible start, the ninja mine. But other reasons are, I don't know, that people didn't try their best. So a lot of people kind of ejected very, very early, even though it was kind of working. And then they stopped doing proof of brain stuff, and now you have even more nonsense. Like, so I do not want to support like this nonsense stuff that people are doing, where they're like they're like trying to put Instagram on DPoS, for example, Apex, and what they are doing now is they get a bigger delegation than DTube even, and DTube has original content, but Apex got a bigger delegation, and it's just like pure nonsense reposts, 5-second videos, and they're earning more than people that are doing 10-minute videos on DTube. I mean, I'm ashamed of humanity that they can like behave this way, and like there's a lot of actors here that make a bunch of decisions in leadership roles that are doing it horrible. And that includes on Steem, on Hive. It's just pure horror. And there's no way you can fix it on this network, like at all, because if you want to fix it, you have to restart a chain. And Hive is not a restart; it's just a continuation on the Steem chain, and it has that bad karma and the same horrors and the same abusive people. Like, there's no way you can fix this ever. Ever. The only way is to start fresh on something new, which is why I'm paying attention to DTube, and why I've been involved with that since I got into Steem. I would not even have probably remained on Steem if it wasn't for DTube. So DTube, library, Hex, when I look at those communities, they seem pretty positive, vibrant, and happy, and that is basically what I want to focus on. Uh, so yeah, Steem, a failed social experiment to try to, with DPoS, try to scale it to the mainstream masses, but it did never happen. It's the same as with EOS, that I did a video 2018 about why EOS would fail. And look at this, like we're 2 years or maybe 2.5 years later, and what is EOS doing? It's doing nothing, right? It kind of has been a failed experiment also. And it was supposed to be this like Steem 2.0 thing. None of that really happened, and it's just a shadow of its. So Steem had some glory a couple of years, but then it's like, yeah, it did not work. at all. And as I said in the past, I think one of the big reasons is because the niche is kind of bad. So the blogging niche is kind of like a dumb niche. Most people are not blog writers, and there are a few intelligent people that are that, but it's like, why try to overcomplicate it? Like, so I think a system like this with commenting, which is commenting is one of the big things that kind of probably broke Steam, because comments and internet, people haven't figured out a great way to do it. I think if people were more aware and like smarter in their head, maybe the Steam DPoS thing would work. But I think it's too advanced for the average person, and it's just not a good experience. It's not something good for new people to come into. And it's like, I tried for 2 years and 4 months, I would say 865 days or something like that, to try to see, well, can you actually do something good out of this Steam thing? But now I kind of come to realize there's never ever gonna come anything good out of this. Uh, sure, it's like, I mean, one of the big problems I see with a lot of people is they don't have as much buy-in as I've had into this, and we just look at things different. Like, I think that focus on a few key people that are doing 1,000x more work and allocate a bunch of tokens to those places is smarter than trying to spread yourself thin, as I see on a lot of these deep pulse chains. How are you ever going to be able to scale it if you always spread things thin and allocate resources to the wrong places? So what I like about DTube, for example, is if you vote in an hour, and if you're like the only guy that votes in that hour on a piece of content, that content creator get most of the rewards for that hour. And I think the video creators create 1,000x more value than blog creators, mainly because they can reach the masses, they can reach scale, they are the consumer in control, they are doing most of the work, they should have most of the tokens. So that's kind of why I enjoy DTube and kind of experimenting with library, which has been working pretty great for me. So yeah, failed social experiment. We're 4 years in to DPoS, and it doesn't look like it has any bright future. So what I think Hive's gonna have, slow death down to until that token is worth maybe 3% of a Steem coin, and maybe you see some small pumps in the Steem network. But I kind of feel that, but even in the Steam network, you have a bunch of bad actors still, and you have this drama show with that, with a bunch of nonsense, and it's just like, yeah, maybe you see some small pumps here and there, but I don't think it has a bright future, to be honest. So it's kind of hard to come to that realization when that something actually failed, and it has no hope of revival. It's kind of the same thing as with the Bitcoin thing, that people probably should have realized already in 2015. This is kind of already dead. Even if the price goes up, so it went up like 2015, $200 for a Bitcoin, and then 2017, $20,000 for a Bitcoin. What is that? Is that 100x? 10x? I think it's 100x. Let's say it's 100x. But even with that 100x price, you still got those problems of $70 fees, and still the Bitcoin is slow, and even if the price goes up, it can still not scale. And it's the kind of the same thing with these DPoS networks. Even if the price would go up massively, you still run into those scale issues, and you still run into those issues that the abusers that still have most of the coins would kind of be they would like target people and like make a bad experience for people. The only way you can fix this is to try a new experiment. So Hive is not a new experiment, it's still Steem. It's the same nonsense. You have to try something new. You have to start something fresh. That's the only way you can kind of try something new and like actually learn from past failures. Like, for example, the voting power system that sucks on Hive and Steem. It's horrible, and it will keep be horrible the next 5 years. While on DTube, that's a way better system. It's just better, right? There's just a better way of doing things. It's the same as like with the Bitcoin thing. It's like, this is probably not the best way to do it. If you want to do digital gold, you probably should move into some other coin and actually start to work in that direction instead. So that's what I want to talk a lot about today. Have a great day, DTube.